Hey, Shalom, this is Brother Yuan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. And I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. I seen this article, matter of fact. I should have pulled it up before. But the article in Korea, and maybe I'll put the link to it in the description. The article in Korea, there's this documentary that came out and it has over 13 million views of a woman. She puts a virtual reality headset on and they put her in a green screen room and she gets to see her daughter who passed away years before from leukemia in this virtual reality headset. And it got me thinking, because the devil he's putting this metaverse out there to where it's kind of goes along with the theme of him joining man and machine. And that's why we're going to talk about the Charagma and part of the sales pitches he'll pitch to people through it. Okay, so within this, he's making it as though he's God. That's his goal. He wants people to believe that he's God. So this clip, this video has been watched over 13 million times in Korea. This woman reconnects with her daughter. People are teary-eyed, and they're saying, "Hey, I want to do that. I got people I want to talk to." It's just a computer program. That spirit has been taken out of that body. All spirits return unto the Father. But people are simple and carnal in this way. They only can believe in what they see, right? So, a lot of people are going to fall for it. And sadly, 2/3 of our people are going to fall for these things. Okay, now let me pull up something here. Let me get we're going to go to get the Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 14. And we'll read that. We'll go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. We'll also go to Revelation 13, 16. And, we'll let the spirit flow from there. All right. So this is Isaiah 14 and 14. I'm going to share the screen with you guys so you can see it here on the screen. All right. There you go. All right. It reads, let me start at 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" It's talking about the man, not the angel. All right. The ones that are enlightened on the left-hand side. You see, how art thou cut down to the ground? You go to Isaiah, the 47th chapter. It talks about this devil being taken from his throne, because remember, the earth was given into his hands, pursuing to Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? Which did is weaken the nations. Now, in the kingdom, it says in the scriptures, people are going to look upon this man and say, "Is this the man that did make the kingdoms to shake?" And I'm paraphrasing. But people are going to be like, this base man. The Lord took the base man of the earth and set him above everyone to show his power. Much like how in Egypt, he continually hardened Pharaoh's heart to show his power and his majesty. Okay. But there's a man in the world who weakened the nations, and who fits the bill. All right. Who's Americanized or forced everybody to assimilate to his ways, the same way that they were doing in the Maccabees. When they were the Greeks and the Romans, they forced other people to partake in their ways and their philosophy, right? And it talks about that in Habakkuk 2 and 4. Matter of fact, let's get it. Let's get Habakkuk 2 and 4 really quick, because this is a telltale sign to who the wicked is as well. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 4 on down. It talks about this devil pushing his wine, meaning his philosophy, his way. Right? Habakkuk 2:4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up, and he's a proud man." Right? That's why they always use the eagle as their seagull. It's a proud animal. It soars above everything. It looks down upon all the other animals upon the face of the earth, and it is ruthless. It is not upright in him. His spirit is not upright, but the just shall live by his faith. Habakkuk's even warning, like this man, he's not right. Something's off with him. Yeah. Also because he transgressive by wine, meaning the philosophy. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. And what are the similarities that ancient Rome has to America? They spread their military thing. They try to basically colonize the world, push their ways upon the whole known world at the time, and that's what America is doing. They have a military base damn near every country, every continent. They push their ways. People are sick of it. That's why when they pulled out of Afghanistan, what did the men do? They stood up and they said, "Hey, we're going back to our ways, our culture, what we know to be right and to be wrong." Well, that's how things are going to be judged, not by this devil man, so-called white man, who's not white. He puts that white term up. I think it's what it. The Malcolm went into. I think they start calling themselves white around the 1600s to say that they were pure when they're anything but. Okay, continuing on. But the just shall live by his faith. Yet also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. So there's a man that he's the carnation of death itself in the earth. Wherever he goes, the conditions of hell and death follow this man, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, "Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and his devil has done that," especially to the nation of Israel, the Lord's jewelry. All right. Go to Sirach 10:8. We might go get it after this. How long? And to him that laid himself with the clay. Okay. Now let's go back to Isaiah 14:14. This is the mindset of Edom. "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." All right. "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit," and he's going to be stripped from his power seat. And this is the precept I was paraphrasing, verse 16 here. "That they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? It shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness." And there's an animation called Man, or if you type in, go on YouTube and type man, just type in the man or something like that. It should be an animation that comes up, and it gives you a beautiful illustration of the spirit of this devil and how he affects the earth and its people. All right. "And destroyed the cities there." He's a virus, and it has to be getting rid of. And the men of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, then his men on down, we're the antivirus. Okay. "That made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his." Okay. Now I wanted to go to, where is it? Let's just go to Revelation, because let's get back on track here, because we're talking about article Revelation 13. Actually, bear with me. I'm gonna actually search for this article here, because I want you guys to see it so you can have a visual of what we're talking about and what this devil's gonna be doing. I got a YouTube clip as well. There's a show called Altered Carbon that gives an illustration of what this devil is trying to achieve. But it's not going to be for everybody. It's just going to be for him and the elites, right? But let me see. Type this in really quick. Bear with me. I think this is the article right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here we go. So I got it. Let's get to it. Let's put it up here. All right. And I'll actually make it full screen best I can here. Dismiss. All right. Okay, it says mother reunites with dead daughter in virtual reality. Okay, documentary by Korean channel has been watched over 13 million times online. Sparked a debate about voyeurism. Yeah, basically watching. Um, if you look up voyeurism on Google, you'll get a freaky definition. But I'll probably look up the definition there. And voyeurism, yeah, and Edom online to give you something more plain. When you look it up here, it gives you this. It says the practice of gaining sexual pleasure from watching others when they are naked or engaged in sexual activity. But I think this instance fits more so the second definition: enjoyment from seeing the pain or distress of others. Okay, when you look up on Edom online, you get a more basic definition. It's not necessarily this, but I don't, Hmm. Okay, the 9-minute clip of the documentary "I Met You" has been watched more than 13 million times in a week on YouTube. All right. And this is old, but it was put in the chat with the brothers, so I figured I'd speak on it. And this is another, in addition to the sales pitch, when they come with that MOTB, the Charagma, um, they're gonna say, hey, you can reunite with loved ones. They're gonna be people that hey, we can connect the neurons in your brain so you can walk again. And we're gonna be speaking against it, and people are gonna look at us like, you don't want me to see my loved ones? Why would this? And they're gonna deem us as, they're gonna use it as ammunition because we're speaking against this thing that seems like it might be a good thing. They're gonna use it as ammunition to say that we're the bad guys. All right, so it's here for a reunion between a mother and her dead daughter. Advanced virtual reality for South Korean television has become an online hit, triggering a fierce debate about voyeurism and exploitation. The footage began with the girl who died of leukemia 16 emerging from behind a pile of wood in a park as they're playing hide and seek. Mom, where have you been? She asked. I've missed you a lot. Have you missed me? Okay, and this is a part of that pitch, man. It's the part of their signs and their lying wonders. And people are going to fall for it. They're going to look at this man as though he's God, as though he has it all figured out. When in all actuality, the Lord is allowing him to do these things and using him if those for judgment. Okay. Now we go into Revelation. Actually, I'm going to get it in the blue letter. Okay. Because we're going to look up that word, and I know you guys know it, but for those who are new, it's important to look up words. Remember, it was written in the Hebrew and in the Greek. And in the English, when it's translated, oftentimes, there's still meat on the bone that you might miss, and you'll miss it simply because of the language that is written in. Okay. Now, let's see here. Okay, so when we go look up the word mark, okay, and we're going to read the precept first. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So your no amount of money or you being in a different tax bracket is going to elude this devil from saying, hey, this is mandatory for you too. It's going to be for everybody. Okay. Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys some footage of, Elon Musk's brain chip experiment. And you guys already know about the chip people. A whole country, Sweden, the whole country has been chipped, So this isn't uncommon knowledge or something that's in the background. No, it's in the foreground. All right. So when you go look up this word mark here, it's again, it's important to look up words. Go look at the word mark. All right, and you get Charagma.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
All right, and you look up the definition for that word, okay, you get stamp or imprinted mark, and it's something that's really it's going to be something that's stuck into you, right? Of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge followers of the Antichrist. And there are many Antichrists, but we know the nation that the Lord is set up to be the villain in this movie is Edom, the chief tribe being Amalek. All right. The mark branded upon horses, and back when people owned, when slavery was just a recognized thing in the earth, people would brand slaves. Even during our captivity here in Babylon, uh, plantation owners would brand their slaves. So if they ran away, people knew who they belonged to. Okay. Um, let's see here. Uh, I finished Habakkuk 2 and 4. You read the Revelation 13:16, and I wanted to show you guys this this YouTube clip. I want to show you guys this YouTube clip here. All right. So the show called Altered Carbon, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch the trailer by itself, and then we'll speak on it. But this devil puts a lot of things in his movie, so this will give you an illustration of what he's reaching for, what he's trying to do. They want everybody chipped, and there's something that they're striving for. They want, and I'll say this, that just like they defiled the temple in 70 AD when they sieged Jerusalem, when the Romans sieged Jerusalem and defiled the temple, in this time they're seeking to defile the temple again, but you're the temple. All right, so they're trying to put something in the people to defile the Lord's temple and to lay claim to everything. All right.
I was born on Earth. I was the richest man on several planets by the age of 74. The first time I died, I was 99. New technology transferred my consciousness to a new body. For 263 years, I slaved to new bodies, living on in perfect health. But last night, at the age of 365, I died again. Today, I hired someone to solve my murder.
All right. So in the show Alter Carbon, they've achieved immortality, which is a part of the promises that were given to Israel. We will receive everlasting life. We're still in our Lord, and eventually all of Israel is going to get it. But that's a part of our blessings. But this devil, he wants those things, so he's trying to do it through his science. Okay, but the Lord isn't going to let him achieve these things. So at the end of the day, when we talk about prophecy, it's pretty in your face. It's kind of plain to see, and it's almost eerily strange that more you know people who know they're Israelites aren't going to this. And that's why we always say there's a difference between knowing you're an Israelite and being one, man. Because everybody should be all those who know they're Israelites should be warning their congregation, should be warning the flock about these things. It's plain as day. But everything is in if you're not a man of the Lord, if the Lord isn't dealing with you at the end of the day, the brutal truth is, the Lord isn't dealing with all these different groups to see this prophecy that is blatantly is in your face. This devil's shoving it in your face. It's almost a mockery to our intelligence. You know, he's gotten very bold with showing his hand because he thinks the people so naive and stupid and so sheeple that they'll just go for anything. All right, so yeah, let's go to Second Thessalonians. Okay. And we're gonna get the hey, shalom to the brother that came in. All right, so we're going to Second Thessalonians 2 and 4. All right. It reads, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And this lines directly up with Isaiah 14 and 14. He wants to be like the Most High, right? Now, when we jump down, verse 7, it says what? For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So the Lord has this man doing all these things into a appointed time. He's the one that, directs the step of everyone and everything. Proverbs 20 and 24, man's goings of the Lord, right? Verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And right now, the wicked are being revealed, okay? All the wickedness that they've done in the earth, the Lord has it set up to where his men are calling, is basically, we're calling them out on the charges. The charges are being read to them right now. And upon the Lord's return, the sentencing is going to go out. All right? Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And you can get a more detailed description or better picture of that when you go read Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right, verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And those lying wonders, part of his sales pitch for, people to just kind of willingly and just, lay down and get down on MOTB, the Charagma, is going to be, hey, I have it to where you could see your loved ones again. It's another bullet point in their pitch for the MOTB. But it's going to be forced on the people. So whether they like the pitch or not, people are going to have to make a decision, because you're not going to be able to function in society soon unless you're getting down with his plan and his agenda. All right. So the brothers put this article in the group chat, man. I figured, hey, I might as well, speak on it here quickly, briefly. But yeah, man, all the chips are falling into place. Things are playing out exactly how the Lord wrote it to play out. All right. So all we got to do is walk uprightly, let the chips fall where they may, and Lord willing, we're delivered out of this calamity, out of the dark time that's coming. And we got to have confidence that the Lord's going to do what he said he's going to do. He said his servants are going to eat. He said we're going to be protected. You understand? So right now it's a time of rejoicing. We got to be in that spirit of victory. You see? We've been given example after example of, us as a nation, those who are seeking the Lord, back against the wall, whole world against us, but the Lord pulling out some miraculous feats to where we're delivered, man. We've been given example after example of that. And I'll go read. Let's go to First Maccabees 2 and 50. All right. Because, the scripture is going to say it better than I could put it to you, right? So this is the confidence we got to walk in, and we got to call to remember things, all the deliverances that our Lord has done for us. So as the calamities start to roll here in this time, this is the thought process that you got to have. All right. First Maccabees 2 and 50. Now, therefore, my sons, be zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance. All right. That's what we're talking about. Calling to remembrance, because this calling upon this remembrance is going to build our confidence, build our faith. Like, the Lord's going to do exactly what he said he's going to do. He's done it 1,000 times over. Right. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall you receive great honor and an everlasting name. And that's what we seek, man. We seek to be given that crown by our big brother Yahweh Shai. All right. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Joseph, in the time of distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. The man was sold into slavery. It looked like, he was going nowhere fast, but the Lord lifted him up. Phineas, our father, being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Yahweh Shah, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. And David's going to sit on the throne again, man. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias, Azarias, and Misael were saved out of the flame. Right? That's a beautiful thing. You guys, go and read it again. Daniel, for his innocence, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. Back against the wall, no way out. But the Lord has delivered all those that have forsook him. We have to have that same confidence, that same faith to step out of the boat. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not then the words of a sinful man. And we know who the man of sin is. He's being revealed, right? Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. We talked about Isaiah 47. This man is going to be stripped from his throne of power. The Lord built him up to seem so unbeatable in this time, only to show his glory, his power, and his majesty. You see, verse 63. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found. And we read Isaiah 14 and 16, I believe. The people are going to look narrowly upon this man like he couldn't have been who you. In the kingdom, our grandchildren are going to be like, man, you telling me this guy ruled over us? How? This man has a short season, and you have to understand that. Even if you have to, go through the death, even if you have to be a martyr for this thing, the scriptures say, what? Be faithful unto death, and I should give thee a crown of life, and our crowns are going to be everlasting. All right? It's not going to be for a time, a portion, a season, 10 seconds in the sun. No, we have an everlasting kingdom and immortality to come, and things that we can't even fathom on this side. Okay? Wherefore you my sons, be valiant and shew yourselves men in behalf of the law, for by it you shall obtain glory. So we just got to continue to walk around, put our heads down and grind, man, and everything will fall into place. So with that being said, man, the water for those who did tune in is, pretty sure people come in and watch later. With that being said, I'm going to give all praises once again to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Going to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I'm going to say shalom to all the brothers. And of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.